Buddy, good evening. Great showing here before the live. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, as it will greatly help push this content. It'll help get more of you and I together so we can have an active discussion. Let me wipe this off. Seems like it went from more humid to a little bit cooler out tonight. So by hitting that like button, you really do allow this content to reach more of you and more of the ones who appreciate XRP, so we can have a more active discussion. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. As you can see, we're breaking down just a tiny bit here after the close. We'll take a deep look at this. We've got a lot of cryptos to talk about tonight. We'll take a look because it looked like we were going to close above the weekly EMA, but at the last few minutes there, you can see we came down. And we'll have to take a look. It was very close. We might have closed actually under the weekly EMA. To be honest with everybody. We were above it. I mean, we're up. Actually, not the... So we're up here. I wanted to see us close a little bit higher, though. I know we're above the 200-day and the daily, but we closed below the daily time frame. Again, that's what I was looking at in the shorter time frame. See, that's where we've got converging signals right now. And I'll get into the intro, but we've got converging things real quickly before I say the intro. We came back above the weekly now. We're back above the weekly up here. We had a wick down, had a huge wick down, pulled up, and now we're firmly on top of the 200-day, which is a hold at 51 cents. The problem is we closed below the 524, which is the 200-day in the daily. So the shorter time frame, we hung on here. I mean, we failed, but in the longer time frame, we held on. So, I mean, that's a big discrepancy here. And I'm still looking for a reason to come up here, and now it's dropped down to 5578. As I said, if we continue consolidating, this number is going to keep coming down. It started around 57.5 cents roughly. Now it's all the way down to 55.9. If this continues to come down, we have an interesting prospect here. So, yes, I am on later than I normally am, but I have my reasons why. I felt like I did the 2 updates earlier today, and I wanted to get back in the groove where we had a nice, positive community, a nice, tone in the chat. Because I felt like it was getting a little personal where people were attacking each other in the comments, and that's not how I roll. So I just pull back what I do a little bit until, some take notice. So I appreciate the tone today. I appreciate everybody in here. I appreciate the positivity, as this is not a negative place. We don't talk politics. We try to stay unified, because the more unified we are, the more information we can get out here. Sean, welcome in. Rob, good evening. Omar, welcome. Let's see. Jorge, ATK, Codizer, Rob, Robert, Justin, Todd, Todd B, welcome in. John Hall, Khan, Tom, FlexRP, Dean, Matt, TI, welcome in everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Aristelis, HR, Corium Concepts in the house. Make sure you watch Corium Concepts. He's over 800 subscribers now. I seen, proudly to present that. As his next journey is going to be to get to 1,000. Make sure you watch him if you're interested in Corium. Been in this community for a long time. Herbert, welcome in. Jeffrey, Rachel, welcome. 6:51 p.m. in Colorado. Nice. Chat, welcome. Mark C. J. Sean. Albert, good evening. Rachel, welcome in, love. Joanne. Decoy. Tanya, welcome in. Always appreciate seeing you in here, love. Always gives me a smile to see you in here. Holloman boys, welcome. Mitchell, good evening. Matt, hit the like button indeed. James Hunter, James in the building. Hey, without James, it's not as fun. We have 97. I was going to say I don't understand how it's moving so fast. I just started. 97 people in 4 minutes. I greatly appreciate that. 54 likes. Let's make sure we get those likes up just so that we can make sure we have a more active discussion. Mr. Extra Sour Cream Taco Supreme, and good evening. 8:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, August 22nd. or this Sunday, August 27th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Just so we can timestamp this so everybody knows where we're at. So let me get back to that question. Mr. Extra Sour Cream Taco Supreme, and welcome in, Terry. I appreciate you tuning in as always. Hola. It's so baffling. XRP beat the SEC and had added major partnerships since then, and price action is flat, literally where we were before judgment. No. Listen, here's the common misconception. Yes, we own the SEC when it comes to retail investors and programmable sales. We own the SEC in the fact that they said it's nothing more than a code, a computer code. The fact we haven't owned them on as institutional investors yet, and that's where the large sums of money comes from. That has been pushed out into 2024 and possibly 2025. So if you ask me if you want to see the connections, they needed more time. That's why they're pushing it out like I knew they would. But as far as the other 2 points, yes, you're correct. But the biggest point, the one that I would have rather had institutional cleared and us be deemed as security, I would have rather have been that way than have institutions ruled as the security. Because let's face it, we don't push the command of money. We're not afraid of the SEC or buying XRP anyhow. So what do we care if they say it's a security? We were already treated as if it was anyhow. But we found a way to buy it and own it anyhow. So I need the institutions to buy. So yes, we did win in a way. But also there's some other news that's breaking today. Not breaking, but it's been widely spread on this Sunday. And I didn't want to share it until I started on the live. Because I'm going to start to keep some information for the lives for all of us so we can have an active discussion. But we're going to get into this in a little bit when we break down the technical analysis. Western Union embraces Ripple blockchain and XRP token for enhanced money transactions. What does everybody make of that? Did anybody see this today? And we'll get into that. But that is despite the price action. So you talk about optics. XRP's price struggles even though that news came out. Or has been reported on more heavily, I should say, across the mainstream. So it's more like we're validating some of this stuff. And the daily to start today, we're top heavy. But that's because we had another long leg doji. It's going to start off again. Are we going to break down here, come to this short-term uptrend? And what are we going to do at the 513 level? Is it going to hold? Are we going to play true? This pattern can technically play out until Thursday, August 31st. So are we going to play out to the apex? And then do we immediately come down to the ascending triangle uptrend at roughly, what is this, about 497 right now? Or do we finally come up to this liquidity as Tanya speaking of, which is a very wise comment. I believe we still need to garner this topside liquidity here. You have this bearish cross through the 100-day. Typically, you're going to get a rejection somewhere here before you come through the death cross and confirm it. Sometimes you come down first and then have a rejection here on the 200. The fact we've been consolidating for so many days, it still leads me to believe that we want to come up here. But the moment we break this short-term bear flag formation, this bear flag, bull flag, whatever the hell it's trying to disguise itself as now, we have to come back to this ascending triangle support. You break that, you've got 4358. And it's such a converging indicators right now. So if somebody asks me on the daily, we're bearish. We're bearish. We closed the daily under the 200 EMA. We've had a 20 cross the 100 yesterday, and we still haven't been able to show any pressure. But in the weekly, we still held with plenty of space the 200-day. Yes, we closed below the 20 again, but we closed with more room to spare here, much room to spare to start today. So we definitely closed the weekly above. So that's something. So could that be the start of a trend reversal here now? We won't know. It can come back and hit this uptrending support at 4995 if it really wants to before bouncing out, because that's the longer play here. But you really want to see it start to support itself and get up over this area now. That's why it's such a tough spot right now. It is such a tough spot. It's looking more bearish in the short time frames though. That's for sure. We can start to have a breakdown here. We're starting to come through a little bit now. Let's see if we keep pulling and we either come to the 513 or we start to reverse back up here. But I'm just telling you, if we come to the 513, there is nothing to stop us until roughly 497, approximately. Emotions, we're all going to be fine if we follow time. The 5% that do follow him till the end will be smiling. Absolutely, ATK. That's why it's my job to make sure our emotions are in line. And sometimes I just need to take a self-reflection. And now I'm my best me. I'm very focused. HR, it's 5:54 a.m. there. Wow. Very early. Mark, we're in big trouble, aren't we? You could say that, but remember, everybody, and please, I know we do crypto here, but I want to talk to everybody personally for a minute. And I'm not going to use buzzwords, but from me to you, if you trust anything I say, about 3.5, 4 weeks from now, if you're in the USA, things are going to look a lot different. You know, you're going to be walking around like this again. And you better have the essentials is all I'm saying. Have your water, have your stuff you need, because we're about to go back into a very trying time here. So it doesn't, I'm not saying you personally are going to do it. I walked around in a, no joke, the last time it happened, I walked around in a, no, it's not about just, no. The mask is the least of your problems. What is going on here? Ah, there we go. It's not about that. Last time I walked around in a full-blown gas mask. I'm not even joking. I have the shield. As a matter of fact, I walked around in this last time. I don't even know if anybody can see it. See this? I walked around in the stores everywhere in this. I walked around in this, ladies and gentlemen, just to make a point. I was one of these people. I bought that, and I went into the stores, the banks, and everything you can do. So, now everybody just needs to pay attention because there's another variant. Just that's all you need to know. It's all hogwash, but you're going to have to pay attention. So it's going to be an even more trying time. What happens to when everybody, if we're all at home again, what happens with crypto? Are we going to go back? See, it can be a catch-22. If that happens and they go back to a huge quantitative easing cycle and blame another tragic event on it, or a big blah, blah, blah style event. I know. I shut down you. Trust me, I was walking into so many places with that. People would actually stop and take pictures with me. It was so funny. Yeah, I know, Rachel. The underwear on the face is always the funniest to me. But no, we're going to go into a trying time, but it's okay. See, as long as we stay unified, I'm telling you all, we're going to have to stay together in this time. And that's not what this is all about. But it's just, you know, if you guys have foresight this time around, take the foresight, get planning a little bit, and and just have the essentials on you. That's what I can say. You know, and the essentials are more than just, you know, snacks and all that. Just make sure you can drink something, make sure you can eat something, make sure you can do stuff. Remember all the stuff that went wrong last time, stock up on it. Let's just say. So anyhow, we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. Wow, 129 people in here now. Thank you so much for tuning in. 73 likes. We must get those likes up. If you appreciate what I'm doing, if you appreciate my work, please hit that like button. It's the only way for us to get more of us together. It's the only way for us to keep unified. If we're not hitting the like button, my message doesn't go out. Basically, ATK, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's ironic, I found a place where I live that does water, purified water. It's 45 cents a gallon. That is cheap. So, and I just found it yesterday, ironically. They were doing a Clausen Fest, it's called. And I was walking by, And I'm like, what is this? How could I have never seen this place? It was like in the corner. The guy's like, you want a free gallon of water? We're giving out gallons of water for the Clausen Fest. And I walked in, and then he gave me a card, and he said, you get 10 free gallons, just bring it back in here. So he gave me a gallon of water for free, plus 10 free gallons to try his water. It's really good, too, I must say. But anyhow, XRP. Oh, beautiful timing, ATK. I always stock a lot of water. I'm very paranoid about it. I'm like in signs. I'll drink like a half of water or 3 sips of a bottle of water and just leave it lying around. And in my head, I'm always like, well, if I have all these bottles of water lying around, you never know when you're going to need them. And I swear it's like signs from back in the day. I mean, if you guys don't want to hit the like button, there's a better suggestion. You can either join Tom's Army or you can send a YouTube super chat to show your support. You don't have to hit the like button or hit the subscribe button. You can, you can spend your hard-earned money if you want, but I always find it easier if you just hit the like button to help spread the word. But XRP here in the 30-minute, we're about to have the death cross here in the 30-minute. So if we break this low support here of 518, we're coming. It looks like we're starting to come down here to this 513 for the shorter term. Hit the likes. People was afraid earlier. Didn't see Tom anywhere on the Yep. Absolutely, Rob. I got a lot of messages, which makes me feel good that I did 2 updates earlier, and I'm still doing the live, so that's still 3 pieces of content today, but it makes me happy that so many people were messaging me, asking what was up, that it felt like it was out of whack. That makes me happy. You like PBR still at these levels for... No! Listen, I talked about PBR, Alexandro. PBR pulled their dividend, which means I pulled my buying. Once they pulled their dividend, and I got my last dividend, I told everybody I sold out because they stopped paying the dividend. I don't believe they brought it back, or they will bring it back. MC Prosperity, welcome. Swing. I mean, anybody could make a swing here if they wanted. You're getting a lot of bearish signals here, so by hitting this area and not being able to break through again, typically we should come down and try to test this uptrend and see if there's anything left here. Like I said, we have converging signals. The daily was a terrible close. I said it when it happened, and I said it was more bearish overtone. We had a terrible close here. Now we broke through the previous candle. That is not a good sign on a long leg doji. This suggests bearishness right now. I've heard people talk about the mask, whether to wear it or not. Some people said that they will, but if it's like a sporting event or a concert, they won't. That's our problem in this country, folks. If it's fun, we'll conform, but then the rest, we get upset. Doesn't make any sense. Anyhow, during this time, though, you pay attention to XRP, pay attention to your ISO tokens and your Internet of Things tokens. Pay attention to ZIL because it's in the head. It's like it's in the storm of the meme age, and also with the video game transfer, basically with the AI type video games and being at sporting events and things like that. ZIL corners that market with Zaliqua. So just pay attention to ZIL. But even with all of this, ladies and gentlemen, you see the charts, see the price action. I don't know how many people are watching. 133 people, 96 likes. Apparently we've got a pretty nice audience here tonight. Not doing so great on the likes, but that's okay. That's okay. I feel a little divisiveness in the audience. We've got some uncertainty now. So we're gonna have to bring that in, and we're gonna have to figure out why we're so uncertain in the audience. So I can tell you one reason we're uncertain, or why most are uncertain. A lot of people right now are caught up in the price action of the short term. A lot of people have bought in, not realizing what you've done. I asked this question. I'm going to ask it again. I asked it yesterday when there wasn't as many people. I bought in, and a lot of people talk about their average buy-in. Now, what's better? If I bought in right now at 34.6, now let's use the 2022 or 2021. I bought in it, and there's people that have held and said they have a better average at 25 and 20. Let me ask you if that's true. Let's say they have a 25-cent average. They held through the entire bull market of 2021, and now they're still holding. They're up 100%. Is their average better than my 34.5? Or I bought in at 47 cents, sold out at $1.66, did not buy back in until 34.6. Now, does that mean is their average better? Or, now let me play this out a step farther. If I bought in at 346 right now, and let's say we get the $2. Some say you hold it, and then if you sell it and buy it back at a different price. So my analogy yesterday was at 34 cents, let's say I sell it at $3.50 at all-time highs. A lot of people will say don't sell. If I see it's the end of a run and I see a substantial pullback where I know and it's outside of a year I can get it at $1.50, here's where it hurts you to only think the average price is relevant. So if I buy at 34 cents, which I did, I sell this time at $3.50, let's say. So I sell it, let's just say it's worth $35,000 on 10,000 tokens, right? So that's 35 grand. Let's say I sell it and I buy it back at $1.50. We'll say $1.75. How about that? So it cost me $17,500 to buy back. Now I've got $17,500 in my pocket, all 10,000 tokens. Now when I say my average price is $1.75, is that average better? Or is my average price actually went from 34.6 to 17.5? That's my question for all of you. Because to me, my average is now flipped by half. So my question again, I had a 47-cent average in 2021, sold at $1.66, rebought back in at 34.5 cents. What is my new average right now today? Because I damn well think too many people get caught up with their average instead of understanding what's actually transpiring. Yes, I have a 34.6-cent average, but what I did was remarkable. Not just that, I also bought one other time and did one swing trade in 2022 to 3. So that's what I'm saying. Let's not get caught too much into our averages. Let's talk good fundamentals. If you have the chance to make yes, exactly, ATK, 17.5, but on the paper, it's going to say $1.75. But you know that you only put $3,500 into XRP, cashed out and made 17 grand, and then put it back in. That's exactly, ATK, exactly what I did with silver and gold. I made those profits on XRP. I made over 12 grand on my crypto, XRP, and the other cryptos I owned in profit. I kept $5,000 on the exchange, as all of you know. I took the rest, which was over $10,000, and over time, I invested in the precious metals. Now I got everything and more back. My account's back over 10,000. And we're still in the midst of a very big bear market. But now I have all that added gold. So it's one of those things. What are we really doing? Are we able to take the profits? Some ask me, well, Tom, why aren't you selling now if you knew? If you know about the consolidation, if you think there's a 54% chance at lower lows. Because when I accumulate, I don't worry about selling. So I bought at 34.6. I don't want to pay the 35% capital gains tax. The only reason I did that in 2021 is because they hamstrung me and I knew the bull market was coming to an end. You couldn't have waited until the end of 2021. You would have got hammered. Hammered. And a lot did trying to wait. So now, in the accumulation phase, I don't sell. I'm trying to accumulate my ISO tokens and my Internet of Things tokens. The biggest argument I get of why you should own XRP is because the dollar is trash and native currencies are hopeless. But the same people that tell me that are asking me when I'm going to sell. What am I going to sell it back into? That trash USD? You know, my native currency, the US dollar that everybody says is trash? Or my trash currency? Whichever native currency I have. So the bigger question is, why are you always looking for a sell right now? Why are we not waiting until it becomes the store of value, as some want to say? And by that, to me, that just means it's your active means for money. So you'd have gold and silver, you would have crypto. I don't consider it a store of value. I think it's a money. But I think you hold it and it's a way of payment, which can be a store of value because you're not so worried about the price today as you are about when the adoption and everything comes in, when it's used across the world in transactions. 17 places in the USA already accept it for transactions. So, and there's a lot more around the world. So my point here is, why are we so eager to sell it after every small pump, even a 1X? Why are we so eager to sell? Even if you sold it, you wouldn't have sold it at a 1X. Sorry, it's not happening. You could have sold it, well, I mean, maybe a little bit over, depending on where you bought it. But you weren't selling it at the 94 cents. Most exchanges went out. Some of them, like Femex, was still up. But I would have sold it if I was selling it, would have been 85 cents. I've been very transparent about that. Had to push down, came back up to a mid-tier high after a swing low and a swing high. And that's where I would have sold it at that 85 cent range, if I was going to sell it in that cycle. Otherwise, I'm accumulating. I've been able to set a point at 346. I have my desired tokens. If it goes 20% below, I will buy it every single time 20% below my buy-in. And that is how I invest. Just like I do with precious metals. When silver's at an 80 to 1 or higher ratio, I consider buying. Like right now, it's at 79 to 1. I hold off. Some think it's crazy. That's my strategy. With gold, I'll buy it when it's at better value. Right now, from the time I was able to buy it, it was under 1,800 after we sold out of our cryptos. We trended down towards that. It got pretty low. We were trending down towards 1,600 there for a minute. We were getting some good deals. Silver was trending down towards about 17, 18 bucks for a moment. It is possible, Omar. But as I've stated, if it never goes there again, I'm completely satisfied with what I own of XRP. This is just, I know with dry powder that I can buy cheaper if it happens. There's a 54% chance we come to 37.5 cents right now. It might have even been pushed a little bit higher, but I'm keeping it there. Tanya, have a good night and sweet dreams, love. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know it's late there. It's got to be, it's either 2 or 3 in the morning there. And I appreciate 157 people in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button if you want more of your friends to tune in and more people that actually have hope in the future for XRP. The one thing I can still hold on to is this is a bull flag. I know it looks like a bear flag, but look how it came down, pulled back up immediately. This is a bear flag disguise, and it's actually a bull flag. So just consider that when you're watching this price action. Just consider it. Like hardcore, consider it. But as it is, we have the bearish cross coming through the 50 and the 100 in the daily time frame. We're still in this firm consolidation. The apex moment could be all the way out until the 24th. So you very well could have a scenario where you might bounce up to like 54.5 cents and hit that resistance. Hey, Darren, welcome in, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. I got to catch up on some of your emails or your message on Telegram. As it turns out, my friend, you must have been sending too much truth. I thought I hadn't heard from you in a few days. Guess what? You got archived. Telegram archived you, so you spoke too much truth. I didn't even know. I noticed your name wasn't there anymore, and it all clicked that you were archived. But I found you. I thought you just went silent for a minute. Turns out you sent a lot of information. Yeah, I mean, if it goes to 37 cents, that's the 2020 uptrend. That's the 2020 uptrend if we come down there. And, whoops. It for sure is, Darren. It's the truth. When we start talking too much truth, it happens. That's why I try to stick to the charts on here. As we can see, XRP in the all-time chart, for everybody who's still watching, we have 152 people. This is how you can gain the real what's going on with XRP. As I've stated a million times, and it always pisses people off for some reason, but don't you want to know the truth? In the all-time pattern, this downtrending resistance starts back in September of 21. The uptrend starts all the way back in early 2020, roughly. What is this? March of 2020. So this pattern formation, and this formation, the one below it's 2017, the one below that's 2013. The one we're in now that goes better than 2 years on the downtrend, 2.5 years, and better than 3 years on the uptrend, can bring you, if it meets until the apex, and I've been very transparent, this brings you out until August of 24. So you could very well be in the same consolidation until 2024. That doesn't mean you have to stay there, but technically, that is where you technically could play out until. We've got the formation that when we were talking about a breakout, we said it's going to be hard to get all the way up to this area, but that would be the top end potential in this rally unless we broke out and showed some kind of massive support there. We came up there and we got rejected, even though we had a big wick up, swing high up here, mid-tier high, and then we came back through in successive wicks in the weekly. We still used that formation. We just had a wick over. So, I mean, technical analysis works. It's just now what do? We created this mid-tier support, which, like I said, there's some areas that can lead you to short-term bearishness. Like yesterday, I'm more bearish than today. One reason, we came through the short-term support now, and we're using it as resistance. Remember what I said? If we ever use this as resistance right here, that's big trouble. If you use this as resistance and then come through, you're basically holding on to this 49.5-cent support. We've failed to bring it through here multiple days in a row now. We came back up here on the 20th, earlier today, or last Sunday. And now earlier today we tried, or in the week. Today we just never had a shot. So last week, early week, or midweek, and now, so Sunday to start the week, middle of the week, and now to start the new week. The only thing we did was we held the support here. As long as this 503 is the new support right now. I know we have the 492 underneath, or 495, wherever it's at on the ascending triangle in the short term. But our real support right now is this 503. You lose the 503, you've really only got one support down here at 432. I know we've got the, well, I guess I can't say that. You have the 495 for the ascending triangle. Major support if you're looking for a breakout is at 503. That's a major support, and it's a very important support when you come into here. Let me open this up real quick. Right now in the weekly, see how we're holding this right now in the weekly? Important. Daily, if we start trending down, important. This is important. But you see again in the daily, we broke below it. We had a daily candle below it now. It closed below it on a long leg doji. You know, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but breaking below 518 before we broke back above this 529 or 53 cents is very bearish. And if this continues, you very well could have a minimum consolidation down to retest that 503, which is more than likely now. But that doesn't mean it has to happen. That means we're getting faked out here because we have converging indicators right now, with the weekly still having a bullish close, closing over the 200 EMA at 51 cents roughly, but the daily closing under the 200 EMA. So longer time frame still above the 200, smaller time frame in the daily close below it. So I mean, that could signal, now here we go, now we might end up coming back down to the weekly. So it's not exactly all good news here with the way it closed. But in general, with the daily bearish cross that we've had with it coming through the 50, then the 100, it's not good news to begin with. We're on our way to a death cross here. I'm just looking for a retest to validate this. Whether it comes here, comes up here, it seems less likely to come in this area now. As I said, every day we close the daily in consolidation. This 20-day comes lower and lower. Eventually, it might just be up here at 543 that we meet at the pattern formation, right where the wedge comes down. So we've already failed this wedge. Trying to come back up in here, forget the wedge. Forget the falling wedge. Now we need to get back up here and get on top of the 200-day and the 4-hourly. In order to change the short-term bearishness, we need to get over this 58.5 cents. Bottom line. That's where this big drop-off started. It's essentially what let us out of the falling wedge. That is the candle right there. So it's all lining up for, we need a big retest here, ladies and gentlemen. If you appreciate my work, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as that truly would help. Truly would help. I'm going to come back to XRP. We're going to let it play out for a minute. I talked about in the intro that I wanted to go over XRP. We'll get into solo. I want to go to algo real quick, but we're going to do these fast because I want to focus on XRP still. But I still wanted to touch on a few. Algo, as you know, we're buying on Winning Wednesdays. You're more than welcome to join us on Wednesdays. It's free. All the stuff I do is free if you're new. I don't charge for anything, no paywalls or anything like that. I show you my portfolio and everything I do. I don't do paid advertisements, promotions, or sponsorships of any kind. That's why your generosity goes a long way if you join Tom's Army, if you send a YouTube super chat, or if you just simply hit that like button. It's so simple, but it's true. So with algo in this formation, we're in a very big descending triangle. Obviously, I have a lot of different layers here, but that's because I created more of like a fan. And there's a support it meets down here because there was a further support back here that it has to come through if it was going to meet again. And only time would tell. And that's how you can get down to that 2.6 level. But as it is, right now we're holding the support here for now. And if we can hold this layer of support at around 0.93, that should give us a clearance to 11.5. But you've got to hold this with clarity. Right now, this looks a little more like the XRP pattern. If we fall into here, you very well could start trending down in the next couple weeks, as we are starting to right the ship a little bit with the moving averages for technical traders to try to make an advance here. So at some point, this is going to have to break out of this formation, and we're going to come retest up here at some point. Could take a long time, but someone's going to be very fortunate who buys into this when they get the next tap of true resistance up here. Someone's going to buy into this, whether it takes until April of 24, whether it comes all the way down here to 25 and it's at 19. Someone's going to get fortunate on this re-rally test. Even if it's bearish, someone's going to have a very fortunate bounce up there. I don't know when it's going to happen, but if it happens somewhere in this range, that's a several 100% pump. And it could even come down here and still be 120. So someone is going to benefit. If it comes down here a couple 100%, it could add to it. But at some point, someone's going to have a majestic bounce here. Who's owned it? We have algo. Let's see. I talked about I wanted to do algo, XRP. I know I want to do solo, so we'll touch base on solo. And solo we're doing on FOMO Fridays now, which if you want to tune in on Fridays during the live, it's $50 a week if you want to buy in. That's not going to me, ladies and gentlemen. That's you opening your portfolio. And when I show you I'm buying on FOMO Fridays, you buy your own. It's not donating to me. Some people have a misinterpretation, like they've got to donate to me to participate. That's not factual. All you have to do is tune in. It's free. I'm trying to help you build your portfolio along with mine. So we bought in our first installment, and now it's coming across. We will talk about H-bar as well. We'll come down here, and we're going to see if we have a breakout. We wanted to start buying solo because we're in a very big falling channel, and we have this uptrend that's going to meet over here. So we should be okay. Hopefully we get rejected here and we come down to the apex around 7.9, and it gives us a couple weeks to do this. We have a phenomenal opportunity here with solo. Their total circulating supply, and this is something you need to pay attention to, and I'd rather just show you it instead of speaking it, because when I say it's in the millions and not billions, I don't think they believe me. And that's not to mention it when it's solo's price has gone to over $6. Not Solana. So their max supply is 399.20 million. So Solo's max supply is only 399 million tokens. XRP right now is 52.9 billion with the max supply of 99.6 billion roughly as of right now. It's 99.8, but I'm talking about with dilution down the road. So, I mean, you got an opportunity with Solo with a very low market cap or circulating supply. So Solo, like I said, we're on the outside of this falling channel right now. And we're going to see if we can show support anywhere on the way down. And you would think around that 8 cents, 7.9 could be a parabolic spike here. Oh, yeah. Everybody is upside down on Solo. I told everybody I had a perfect spot to buy Solo. I waited. And the first purchase I've made with Solo was after it broke down from here and all the way down to here. In fact, we had a consolidation come all the way through here, had a pump, and I waited. I wasn't comfortable yet. I like the formation it's in now to start buying $50 a week. Yeah, I got it for holding XRP some time ago on Uphold. I got a Solo airdrop, and that's what introduced me to it. See, I only like airdrops when they do the snapshot for you and you don't have to do anything. Because then it's the exchange, you're not trying to get hacked out of anything. As we talked about with H-bar, a little more bearish here, but we're at the pivot point. We've been talking more about H-bar the last couple days. I even did an update with H-bar this morning with Bitcoin, H-bar, DGB, XLM after I did the XRP update. Because I just felt like doing some other ones that I own. We're also going to go over the DXY. We'll go over Bitcoin as well, we still have to talk about. So with H-bar, we have fallen a little bearish. We got rejected in the formation. I told you I wanted us to hold up here at 622. Well, I didn't tell you today, but when we were buying on FOMO Fridays, we wanted to hold in this formation. We failed. And now we came down to consolidation. This too looks like it's in a falling channel, much like Solo. Not as big, obviously, but it's in a falling channel. It looks like it started to form. Now, we can either hold the pivot level of 575 and start to make that rebound back up and get back into the channel at 625 approximately. Or if we get rejected here, you come down to the next pivot at 497. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're still holding the 200-day, but you can see, well, technically we're trying to break the 200 as we speak. If we have this dot cross, it's going to signal a further move down, which might get us down to the 497. So if you're looking to acquire more H-bar, or if you're looking to get on board with the H-bar, you should look to see if this dot cross happens first and see if we can hold this area. Otherwise, if you buy in now, you could be shooting yourself, by a few percentage points here. So the other thing by going through this whole thing is we're getting a little crowded in the chat. So I do notice when I do a whole talk around, we do tend to have less people in here, so more of the point from some of you is able to get across. So I won't check that until we finish that. So that's H-bar. I also want to do Bitcoin. I'm going to take a quick look at the DXY as well. Bitcoin in the daily time frame is what we have to be concerned about. We finally, in the daily, we had a death cross. So listen, everybody, here's my concern. Bottom, double bottom, no retest yet of this formation at all of the bearish cross. Now we have the death cross. Almost always, it would behoove us not to come up there. We don't know where we're at, but it almost is setting us up to think we're going down, and now we can have our reversal. I'm still waiting for it on XRP to confirm the short-term bearish trend. I mean, that's what I'm looking at, and you can see we have a dragonfly starting the day in the daily for Bitcoin, and it ended the day on a long leg doji. So, I mean, if this is in the indication, maybe in the very immediate, trying to send a short-term signal maybe to the trading bots and the ones who are on the same side. But we are getting rejected by 26,193. Our next target would be 25,371. And then the technical target of the breakdown, which technically we didn't hit yet, but it was close enough. It was within 160 points. So what do you think with Bitcoin, everybody? Do you think Bitcoin's getting ready to retest the break? That seems like a very, very ominous setup there. It really does. It just doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't seem right. Hey, thank you, XR Raptor. You bought it what? Yep. So 25,193. Could see that too very easily. So we're going to see what plays out here. We have very big converging. The one thing that we don't have to worry about, we had a death cross. ATK, your icon changed. Oh, you must up. Yeah, it changes. There's like a whole bunch of different emoji badges. It goes from, that's the second month badge. You have the second month badge. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it goes to 1 year, and then the 2 year badge is the 589 badge. That's the longest badge. You're in the 2 month badge. That's how I can tell how long someone's been a paid subscriber to the channel. Paying it forward in Tom's Army. I appreciate that, ATK. I appreciate that greatly. So that's Bitcoin. And now the DXY. And if you guys have relaxation, now would be the time to light it. We still got time left. It's been 44 minutes. I still have a good 20 to 25 minutes in my lungs to talk, because I honestly find a lot of value out of talking to this audience. I think we have a fantastic community. I have a lot of respect for each and every one of you. That's why I appreciate when you show the respect, and we have a, you know, we have a very nice environment tonight. I appreciate the 123 of you that are still in here taking the time out with me here tonight. The DXY, we ended the week bullish, remember. We had a bullish end of the week. In the daily, we ended up above the 200. We're about to have a golden cross. I think we're probably coming up to 105 spot 30. We already came down and validated the 200. Hey, Corium Concepts, I appreciate that. Chat, thank you for that. You'll be joining me indeed. Matt, appreciate that, yes.
I have a question. Yeah, because it's going to bother you. If the world goes to shit, what happens to the rouge?
What do you mean?
They can't do cryptocurrency.
No.
So what happens to the omelet?
They're already off the grid, so they'll figure it out. They know how to live off the land. They don't need to worry about that if the world goes there.
It was bothering me. I had to ask.
Chat, you can say whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. You can say whatever you want. Like I always tell people, just try to keep it in a positive manner. Try to keep it in, a unified, to where we can gain something out of what we're saying. We want to educate each other, so feel free to ask anything. I answer all questions. I just stay away from political. And the ones that, if y'all like power tools, I'm your guy, Milwaukee and DeWalt. Hey, really, chat?
We could use some power tools.
Honestly, what do you mean by that statement? Do you sell it? You've been around this community for a very long time. I would like to know more.
Go.
Hey, chat. I'm going to send you on the bottom is my email. I don't know why it didn't do a link. Make sure, send me an email. Send me an email with the information. Or chat, share your link in here for everybody. We're here to try to send Milwaukee. I would go with Milwaukee. When I was doing underground cable lines, I had Milwaukee. And I had to use a very nice drill. What the hell is going on here? Donations, wow. Peter Pan, thank you so much for the $10. Here to a good week. I agree. We started with a very big positive overtone this week. Hell yeah, I would buy Milwaukee as well. Chat, make sure you share that link in here if you can. I won't block it. And also, Bandito, thank you. Bandito422 is a first month in Tom's Army as well, and I know that because they have me, the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and that's a month one emoji badge. My face is superimposed on there, I kid you not. And also donating $19.99. Go green, laugh out loud. Okay, go blue. Also, since I'm now living in Fort Myers, and it's all about my mitten teams. Thanks for all you do, Tom. I appreciate that. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Sparty. There's nothing wrong with Sparty. I like Tom Izzo. I like their basketball team a lot. I like his fundamentals. It's not that I don't like the football team. I respect what they do with the football team. Julia, are you going to stay real quick? Here you go, my jacket.
It's a good camp. No.
But I respect Michigan State because they take a lot of 2 and 3 stars and they turn them into legit athletes, legit players at the next level as well. Yeah, chat, give us some information, my friend. You've got people in here that'll buy Milwaukee, I guarantee it. Share the love. Oh, that's your face. Oh, love that pineapple. Okay. Well, still email me because I'm a little slow. I'm trying to watch everything. Oh, there you go, chat. Look at that ATK. All right, Julie. ATK, that's a perfect lead right there. But anyhow, the DXY, because we got to get back into XRP. We're probably lost most of our 115. I can't get rid of you guys tonight. We're about to have the golden cross. Probably when we start tomorrow with the US dollar currency index. Tomorrow night, going into Tuesday, we'll probably have this golden cross. And once that happens, a validation here, as long as we hold the 103.666, we've already come down to the 200. We should come up to 105.30. That puts a lot of added pressure on not only risk on, which is crypto, but also precious metals, commodities. As you can see, the gold-silver ratio plummeted to 79.1. It was up at 85.5 to start last week. Silver's down, just hovering around 24. Gold's right around 19.16. US 10-year, remember I said let's watch, see how it starts this week. See if it comes back down to 4% and they start buying some of this stuff up. If they don't and it starts going up, it's going to get even more pain. We have to see if the dollar continues on its tear and tries to push 105. Looks like it's on its way to start the week with that golden cross looming in the next day or so. And the daily too, nonetheless. The total crypto market cap is slumping. We had the death cross. Again, we still haven't come up here like with Bitcoin. Are we going to get a retest, have a little bit of a push in the total crypto market cap? Or are we just going to continue to push down? Explain what the day is exactly. Oh, the DXY, yes. Okay, the DXY, that's the US dollar currency index. So when you have your pairing against the dollar, so let's say you live in Canada, our ratio right now is 104.08. So it pairs that to their native currencies. So right now we're overinflated. You typically, the US dollar, you'll see it somewhere around 98 to 100. At 104.08, that's way over where it should be. It's overinflated with all the inflation printed. Technically, our money should be at probably, and this is being generous, at around 80. That means it's worth 80 cents on the dollar. Right now, each dollar is worth $1.04. That's why I say right now is an opportune time to get out of some of your cash holdings. And if you can buy precious metals, or if you find some crypto that you want to hold long term, you're still getting more bang for your buck right now. Even if the price shows 13 cents, but the US dollar is only worth 80 cents, you're still spending more money. You know, you have to understand the price value and the ratio right now. So the DXY is the US dollar currency index. That's how much my US dollar is worth. So right now, each dollar is technically valued at $1.49, or $1.04 basically. So that's the best way to look at it. It's overinflated. So like we said with the US dollar currency index, we're waiting for it to probably come up here at some point, but we'll see if it even has the steam. Maybe it'll just come up here. So silver, John, silver, in my opinion, silver's the most undervalued commodity in the world. Even at 79 to 1, it's a good value. I have a running rule. I do own some gold, but I buy it when it's 80 to 1 or higher. I buy silver, because then when the ratio comes back to 40 to 1, I will send. So basically, I bought 80 ounces of silver at the 80 to 1. If it's 40 to 1, the gold silver ratio, I can trade that in, keep 40 ounces of silver and get an ounce of gold. It's a very big strategy by the big time traders. So basically, you have a bunch of silver. It gets heavy. It doesn't weigh more than gold. But the fact that you have to buy so much of it to equal 1 ounce of gold in price, you have to own so many. You have to own right now 79 ounces of silver. It gets heavy. So then at some point you can unload it and turn it in for gold. So, and that's a very nice strategy. So XRP is down 221.7 million in the market cap here already to start the day, or at least a new trading session. We managed to hold the daily support here on the 200 in the market cap. In the weekly time frame, we could not come back up to the 20 days, so now we're starting to trend down here. If we lose the daily time frame, that's a big problem. We didn't want to come below the 27.6 really, but we did. So now we're going to start to trend. We're going to see if we start to trend down here, or if, because we're still within this formation, we can have support if we break down and have a little support here at 26.8, or if we can try to pull up here. But right now it's looking a little bearish to start. But we'll see. We have a death cross in the 30 minutes, so we'll probably come back up here and see how we are at 27.6 billion. And if it gets rejected, expect more pain. Just like on XRP, if that's what's happening, expect a retest at this cross point right around the 524 area. And if you get rejected, expect further pain. You can almost be assured you're going to have this retest in the short time frame right now. So 3/4 of 1% turnaround here is to be expected. You get rejected there, then our next level to come down to is 513. After that, you got the 503, then 494 approximately. You break, or 497 now that it's moving up. You break through that, you've got the swing low at 435, and then below that, you've got the 2020 uptrend at 37.7 cents approximately. I mean, that's basically everything I've got besides. And does that make sense, everybody? No problem, John. So the only other thing I wanted to talk about is this. And I will share this separately as well at some point, maybe in a couple hours when I feel like reading this again. But Western Union embraces Ripple blockchain and XRP token for enhanced money transactions. So let's I think this is an interesting. Has anybody seen this? Just out of curiosity. Has anybody seen this? Hey, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that, Sparkin' dude. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning in as well. Everybody's support here means the world to me. It really does. Yeah, Corium, it was great news. So here, let's get into this real quick. Let me look at that email on my phone. I don't want to pull it up on my live stream. Not that I don't trust all of you, but there are nefarious characters that are lurking all the time. All right, I'm going to share his link. Chances are it probably blocked him from sharing his link. That's his link, everybody, for his Facebook. Everybody who's asking, that's chat. Yeah, chat, that's because YouTube probably blocked it. Everybody, that's chat. That's chat right there. So anybody who's into it, the tools, make sure you, and I'm not, like, chat, you can tell them. I am not affiliated with chat. He's just an awesome viewer of the channel who's been around for a very long time. And I thought maybe I could show him some love. This is what I like to do in this community. I have a platform. There's 128 people in here right now, I believe. So maybe we can show him some love. So that's what I'm about here. That's why I share Corium Concepts. If you want to share your link, Corium Concepts, you know you're free to do it. You're a very humble character, though. So you know what? I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm just going to do it myself. I follow Corium Concepts, and plus I wanted to see how many. He's up to 808 subscribers now. That is absolutely unbelievable. Do you know how hard it is to build subscribers on YouTube, especially out the gate? He's doing a tremendous job. So if you're interested in Corium, there's Corium Concepts right there. You can go follow his channel. He's up to 806 subscribers. 1,000 is a very important number on YouTube. That's when he can apply to be a partner. So he's very, very close, within 194 subscribers. So I'm rooting for you, my friend. So Western Union, where's my lighter? I wanted to light up my relaxation for this story. So I apologize, but trying to spread the love here. You got 5 more from the, excellent. I was going to say you just broke over 800, what was it, yesterday or the day before, now up to 806. You heard this story was fake? Well, there was a few that came out and said that it was fake, and now it's being rehashed. That's why I'm asking anybody what you think of this story, and do you put relevance in it? This is the first time I heard it talked about today. So we'll see what happens. But this is what came out again today. Now, is it fake? We don't know. This is just the news we're reading. That's why I asked you your opinion before we started. So Western Union embraces Ripple blockchain and XRP token for enhanced money transactions. So global money transfer powerhouse Western Union is boldly venturing into the dynamic and rapidly evolving realm of cryptocurrencies, marking a significant and strategic move in its financial landscape. With a storied history of facilitating seamless cross-border transaction, Western Union's decision to enter the highly staked cryptocurrency arena underscores its commitment to innovation and adaptability in an ever-changing financial ecosystem. Hell yeah, Corium Concepts does a freaking fantastic job. A lot of information. This strategic move was unveiled by CEO Hikmet Ersek during an analyst conference call where he revealed Western Union's active exploration of integration So that's who we need to pay attention to. CEO Hikmet Ersek. Remember that name. Exploration of where he revealed Western Union's active exploration of integrating Ripple's blockchain technology and its native digital asset XRP. Ripple confirmed a long-standing collaboration with Western Union, stating the company has been engaged in testing various solutions with Western Union. Among these innovations is the much-discussed XRapid, a solution designed to seamlessly incorporate XRP into payment systems. Yes, MoneyGram, absolutely. Streamlining cross-border payments. This trend of embracing Ripple's blockchain-based solutions of cross-border payments extends beyond Western Union. Even the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority has entered into an agreement to implement Ripple's blockchain software Xcurrent in its banking operations. Let that sink in. We've talked about this on my channel through updates, but unfortunately, when I share that kind of news, I kid you not, they'll get about 600 views. As to where my average views on some of my updates are about 1,500. But when I share the actual news about the adoption, the cross-border payments, the integration, the Saudi story got like 700 views when I shared it. So let's read this again. The Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority has entered into an agreement to implement Ripple's blockchain software Xcurrent in its banking operations. Who just joined the BRICS gained acceptance. Who was one of the 6 who got accepted into the BRICS at the summit? Does anybody know one of the 6 who I'm referring to right now that's relevant? And we'll see how this all ties together, and it's so much more than price. And like everybody who's a skeptic of XRP, they didn't come out and say that XRP, well, they're not going to come out and say it. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, absolutely. Saudi Arabia was admitted. There was 5 others as well. So let's finish this. Financial institutions and remittance companies trying to figure out what this car is doing right here. Just gonna keep a watchful. I don't know who this is. So financial institutions and remittance companies are harnessing this technology to optimize transactions and costs and boost efficiency. This tangible application of XRP's utility is driving demand for the cryptocurrency as a bridge asset, solidifying its value proposition and attracting investors in the digital finance realm. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse underscored XRP's competitive edge in transaction speed compared to Bitcoin, positioning Ripple as a formidable contender in the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency landscape. So, turning to the XRP price, and we already know this. So, that's the news that was coming out. That's what's been talked about. So, everybody, that's what I got for you today. And yes, it was Saudi Arabia. But we've had so many different countries, so many different people. UAE, yep. So, but everybody, my voice, I'm done. I've had all I can take tonight. In a good way. If you want to join the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and joining the over 18,300 subscribers. If you want to, well, the article I just read you was from 14 hours ago. If you want to join the channel, make sure you do. And then if you want to show further support, you can always join Tom's Army or send a YouTube Super Chat. Stay blessed, everybody.